Good afternoon, everyone. It is me.
Hello. So the library is closed today, but people are banging on the doors to come in, and I'm like hiding in my office because I'm not able to help them today. So just a little awkward thing that I'm sharing with everybody before we get started. Welcome everyone. We'll get started at 2:05. Today we are here at the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition meeting to celebrate the good work of some of our members, and we are awarding them today. So it's a celebration. We'll get started shortly. And Priya, if you're online, I think you are. I'm going to try and make you co-host just so you can help me as I get started. If you could just let people in.
Yes, go for it.
To the meeting. Let me just see if I can find the control to share. Or are you able to just do it?
I think you have to make me co-host. If you go into your participants list, then you can hit the three dots or right click and hit make co-host.
Okay.
Or just right over my video. You can do that too.
There we go. Welcome everyone. You are co-hosting Priya, and in a minute I'm going to have you admit anybody who might come in a little bit late.
Sure thing.
And I'm going to share my slide again. So welcome everyone to the Housing and Homelessness Coalition meeting. Good protocol is to put yourself on mute and turn on your camera if possible, especially today because we are celebrating the good work of many people in the coalition. Although we were not able to meet in person today, I hope to have an in-person gathering early 2023. I'm thinking March when the possibilities of snow are less likely. And we can give the physical award certificate to our awardees. For now, you'll get a virtual one, and just know that this is a celebration of your great work. So asked for a little community prompt because I figured since we can't network and eat cookies together, maybe we can share our favorite snow day activities, and I'll read those shortly. And just again, thanks for being here today. What I do want to show everyone that's here already, let me see if there's a way to demonstrate this. To celebrate and applaud those who have won awards. Go ahead and just if you can see the toolbar, the traditional Zoom to celebrate is to go to the reactions on the bottom, and you can do a little applause emoji, or better yet, you can just your real hands and do this with your hands. People can see it and they can hear you. Because we have a larger group, I was going to say maybe we can unmute ourselves and just go hurrah. I don't know what sort of echoey feedback that would have. We can try it out and start with our first person. If it's a little bit out of control, echoey and feedbacky, we can just do the silent cheers. We can do thumbs up. I think they have a little congratulations bouquet you can choose. So just do what you can to celebrate and show appreciation for the good work. I see a couple of people are onboarding, and so I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit about what people put in for their snow day. So Katie Sharp shared that her favorite snow activity was making snow ice cream. I like that, Katie. I like to eat snow every time it snows, and I get myself a little cup, and I've got a weird eating habit, so that's just part of it. Let's see. Patrick from Coffee Oasis says sledding. Of course, that's a normal and snow day activity. Thank you, Patrick. Teresa Ballou says snow day activity is staying inside where it's warm. Of course, being cozy. Chuck says his activity is to stay warm. Yes, that's an important one. Madison, her favorite childhood activity on a snow day and adult activity is definitely staying in and napping on the couch while the snow falls outside. Tiffany says snowball fights. Char Marshall says sledding is her go-to. Jeff Coughlin from Bremerton City Council says making a fire. Nicole Vaughn from Hen says staying inside, drinking coffee under a blanket, and watching the snow from the window. Tiffany, again, I think you put this twice. You really want snowball fights. So someone has to hopefully join Tiffany in that activity. Or maybe I'm just reading it twice. Jessica Campbell from Housing Resources Bainbridge. She loves to have hot chocolate after a snowy hike. Roland says he likes to watch the snow melt. Katie from Hen says hanging out by the fireplace and having some cocoa after a walk in the snow. Courtney says, I like walking in the untouched snow. Sonia Miles, we're sharing what to do on our snow day activities for those of you who just joined. And then we'll get started, 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 and then we'll
the veteran community with care, dedication, and passion throughout 2022. As COVID adversely affected social service delivery, Gary always found a way to respond to almost 600 service requests
again sometime in March. So hopefully we can celebrate twice. All right. Our next award is here we go, the Community Impact Award. And this award honors a person, project, or organization demonstrating extraordinary community impact. One of this year's awardees goes to God's Broken Home University, and I'm hoping Monk Tupai, the executive director, is here to hear the nomination. Monk, are you here by any chance? Okay, he may not be, so he'll have to check out the recording or join us again later in 2023. Let me share a little bit about God's Broken Home University. God's Broken Home University's mission is that they specialize in working alongside our youth in an uplifting manner to ensure a more positive future for all. We are the shoulder to lean on and offer ears of acceptance. We provide mentorship and life-building experiences. Our mission is to ignite power and knowledge to inform our youth that opportunities are limitless. Their services include youth mentoring, supportive reentry, and community service. And their nominator recognized they're out there making a difference in our community and reaching out to youth. Their nominator, I believe, is here today, Janet Castorena. Janet, do you have any additional words to share about God's Broken Home University with the coalition? And, oh, her mic isn't working, but she's so proud of Monk. So here's the time. Thank you, Janet. And just awards and applause go to God's Broken Home. Thank you so much for your work in the community and all of your teams as well. Okay. And the next Community Impact Award, honoring a person, project, or organization demonstrating extraordinary community impact, is Gather Together, Grow Together. And they were nominated by the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition Executive Team. And let me share this nice write-up, Marwan. For ongoing community support to the unhoused, Gather Together, Grow Together provides transportation, meals, and essential information sharing and advocacy. Additionally, Gather Together, Grow Together provided transportation to severe weather shelters. And when one is full, they will provide transportation to a shelter that has room. Marwan Cameron, Executive Director of Gather Together, Grow Together, has allowed the Housing and Homelessness Coalition to live stream and record their meetings. And he offers this on his own platform, The Conduit, a community information podcast. And I just want to share with everyone here, Gather Together, Grow Together agreed to cater today's celebration in honor of the awardees and the community partners here for providing support to people unhoused and vulnerable to losing their homes. Marwan, you do a lot in the community, and so does your team. Thank you so much for your service, and I invite you to share words if you want to. I know you're here. You're recording this meeting.
I am here. Thank you, leadership team, for this award and recognition. I think the most important thing for people to know is Gather Together, Grow Together, or G2G2 or G2 or whatever people call us is not Marwan. It is a team effort, and our drivers are out there on the roads during this icy time, making sure that the unhoused are undercover. And I appreciate all the many hats that they wear. They are tireless, and we definitely punch up, and we have been doing that for almost 5 years now. So I'm very appreciative of them, and we do so many things, and many that wasn't listed in that. But it is an honor to be recognized for the work that we do in the community, and we our goal into 23 and beyond is to continue to be an asset and be a collaborator and a team builder. So thank you all, and I appreciate all the work that every single one of you do in your organizations. Thank you.
Thanks, Marwan. Thanks, team. And a big virtual. All right. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. Okay. Next award goes to the Volunteer of the Year, which honors a volunteer who dedicated their time, energy, and compassion to the community. And this year's awardee is Roland Arper, Severe Weather Site Manager. And Roland, I believe I saw your name. You are here and ready to be slightly embarrassed and celebrated by the coalition. Is that correct? Can you verbally say hello?
Well, good afternoon, and thank you.
Hi, Roland. You are here. Thanks. Your nominator would like to remain anonymous, but has given me permission to share their celebratory write-up of you. Here goes. Roland is steadfast, hardworking, and a dedicated volunteer. He is a regular participant in the KHHC. That's us, everyone. He plays a vital role in the management of the Port Orchard Severe Weather Shelter Site, ensuring that people have a safe place to get shelter from severe weather in the community. Additionally, he does public service through his involvement with the Port Orchard Lions Club, and if a volunteer opportunity exists, it is likely Roland will be involved. I wanted to add that this year, he also prompted the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition to get prepared for Project Connect, which occurs annually. And he will also be contributing his service to that event for those of you who might participate or be attending. So let me stop sharing and everyone give a virtual celebratory applause to Roland. And Roland, would you like to share any words in response?
I'll try. Since I have a fabulous internet provider, I'm hoping I come across okay. I just want to thank you for the nomination. I'm just a small pebble in what I wish was an ocean of changes that we could make to the community. But that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. Maybe we should try to take ourselves off of mute. I forgot about that. Thanks again, Roland, and to all the awardees so far. All right, next up. Okay. This one, Kirsten is going to present. And Sheriff John Gates, are you here today? Might not be. So I'm going to let you roll with it, Kirsten, and hopefully you can see the recording or join us in person in 2023.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lisa. So Sheriff John Giese, from the moment that he was appointed to fill the vacated seat from the prior sheriff, has really been a strong supporter of the homeless programs and our homeless crisis response system in Kitsap County, and we really wanted to honor that. He manages to be supportive in many different ways. A few examples of that are his strong support for the new South Kitsap homeless shelter, which is being worked on Mile Hill Drive. It's called the Pacific Building, and he has attended a number of community events and outreach public meetings to talk about the project, and has been very supportive of our efforts to provide additional places for people to stay who need housing. He's also very supportive of the Homeless Encampment Action Response Team, the HEART program, and is frequently complimentary of the program in public, and really expresses his appreciation for the HEART program. And as part of that, has worked to expand the community resource officers so that we now have not just the amazing Deputy Montague, but we also have a brand newly appointed Deputy Wallner, who has joined that team, who frequently work with the HEART program to provide resources and services to people who are living in encampments and outside. So we're just extremely grateful for Sheriff Giesi's partnership and commitment to people who are very vulnerable in our community, and support of homeless programs of all kinds across Kitsap County. So thank you so much, Sheriff. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Okay, everyone. Yeah. Okay.
That is me.
I thought it was like everyone taking themselves off of mute. That works too. Do that from now on, and no one has to make sure that they're muted or unmuted. Thank you so much, Sheriff, for your good service, and Kirsten for sharing that those lovely words about Sheriff John Giesi. All right, Kirsten, our next award's coming up, and please, everyone, I'm just gonna share with you now. There's gonna be a slight faux pas because it's a bit out of order here. So our next award is the Rising to the Challenge Award. And Kirsten Jewell is going to present this as well.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Yeah, thank you so much, Lisa. This is actually a new award for this year. I was meeting with the Housing Coalition executive team and reviewing the various nominations that came in, and we were talking about kind of what an extraordinary time we've been living through with this global pandemic, and how much of an impact it has had on our homeless crisis response system, and all of you individually, and the organizations that you work with, and how much the work that you've done has helped so many people survive and thrive during this pandemic. And so as we were looking at the nominations, we realized that there was one that really didn't quite meet any of the kind of categories of award that have come in the past. And so this new award was created, a Rising to the Challenge Award. And it's really meant to honor the exceptional work done by the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program as a whole. This program has been a huge partnership among many organizations, including Kitsap County, Kitsap Community Resources, Bremerton Housing Authority, Housing Kitsap, Coffee Oasis, Surviving Change, Hope 360, Kitsap Immigrant Assistance Center, Mount Zion, Partnering for Youth Achievement, Gather Together to Grow Together, Foundation for Homeless Poverty Management, Kitsap Legal Services, the Dispute Resolution Center of Kitsap County, and the Northwest Justice Project. It has been an enormous effort to provide rental assistance, to pay rent in arrears, and a little bit of rent in the future for households that are really struggling due to impacts from the pandemic. Over the course of the program, more than $30 million has been distributed out to local landlords who were also struggling to pay the bills during the pandemic, helping almost 4,000 households so far. Almost 70% of the households being helped are households that earn 30% or less of area median income. So extremely vulnerable and low income households are the vast majority of the recipients of this assistance. It would not have been possible without each and every one of the partner organizations that came together to work on this massive distribution effort. And we wanted to, in particular, honor Carla Foster and Kitsap Community Resources, who were really one of the major hubs for this program, working with all the different partner organizations, cutting the vast majority of checks to landlords, serving a huge number of the households that received assistance, and just really every day going above and beyond to help people in our community get through these very, very difficult and challenging times. So we wanted to recognize that this was an extraordinary effort by an extraordinary group of people in all of those different organizations. And we just want to thank you so much for stepping up when your community needed you and working so hard to get this funding out to the people who really need it in the community. So huge thanks to all of you, and you're well deserving of this today. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you.
Does Carla or anybody want to say any words about this? I'm sorry, I forgot. There's Carla.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of KCR, our entire team, we thank you. It was our pleasure. We are a great community and doing this tragic time for everybody. We're all stuck together. So wait forever. This is
Thank you, Carla. So glad that you are here. And thank you for that collaborative partnership. We do many great things together. Okay. And our last award is coming up, but I do have some expressions of gratitude following. Our last award, E, is the Sally Santana Lifetime Award. And I got notification from the recipient of that award that she might not be able to make it today. So I'm just going to do one last check. Cheryl Piercy, are you here? Nope. Okay. Priya's helping me navigate. All right, let me pull up the award real quick. It's out of order, so I have to go back here. Okay. And thanks all for bearing with me while I navigate the buttons on my screen. Okay. This award, the Sally Santana Lifetime Achievement Award, honors a person who has demonstrated extraordinary effort and impact on homelessness over the course of their life or professional career. The award this year goes to Cheryl Piercy, our former Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition Chair. She has also worked for Salvation Army and Coffee Oasis in the past. She was nominated by several members of the coalition, and I'm presenting my write-up for Cheryl. So here goes. Cheryl, this is for you. As chair of the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition, Cheryl kept the coalition afloat during the pandemic. She drafted agendas, facilitated meetings, updated the free meals and resource guides, and offered referrals to anyone that reached out. That's me, I met Cheryl in 2018 when I became involved with the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition. The library, the organization that I work for, was observing increased homelessness among library patrons and people living in vehicles on library grounds. And I started working on a project to increase awareness about the housing insecurity in Kitsap. To learn about the issues, I started attending Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition meetings and consulted with many dedicated and caring coalition members, Cheryl being one, Kirsten being another, Bridget being another, Marwan being another, and so on and so forth. I noted that Cheryl had a lifelong experience supporting people without homes and was an assertive voice about caring for them. When I reached out to her, she helped me connect with other coalition members, and she gave me good advice. And she was a cheerleader to me and my team on the project that we were working on. Cheryl is a lifelong advocate for people experiencing housing insecurity and all the challenges they face. She is a cheerleader for them and for any person who works to support them. She is a great community partner. She makes me laugh. She loves animals. She likes winter solstice, which happens to be today. And she motivates me, and I'm sure many of you, to continue the excellent work done in Kitsap County for our unsheltered community. So please, everyone, joining me in giving a round of applause to Cheryl. Cheryl, I hope you see this. I've learned so much about what you do by doing a little bit of what you do, and I certainly want you to know that we care and we miss you. I just want to add here, Kirsten shared, Cheryl, you have had such an immense impact on our community, helping vulnerable people in our community. You are so deserving of this recognition. You are amazing. And I would just open the floor, because we did have a couple of other people who nominated Cheryl. Matt, I know you're one. I don't know if you have anything additionally to share today, but please do if you want to. Or you can respectfully decline. Oh, Matt, I think you're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Real quick, so many people have worked a lot longer with Cheryl, but I just know she's had a huge impact on so many different agencies, including her own. Even she did work at KCR for a time, and that the legacy of the work that she does is still impactful on how we case manage and how we do that work. And very early on, when I was new, multiple times she went out of her way to welcome me into the community and kind of help me as a new young manager. And I'll never forget that, and that kindness and warmth. And I'm pretty sure she treated everyone like that, including the people that she worked with. So that was why I nominated her, for just the incredible support and kindness that she showed to me throughout her entire time working in the community.
Thank you, Matt. So just a reminder to those of you who have been awarded today, thank you for your work. Thank you for being part of the coalition, and be prepared to do this again in person and get your real award certificates sometime in March. So we'll fit it into a meeting and we'll try to gather in person. I'm hoping in March. Also, I wanted to just provide an update to the coalition. So the coalition, we have a new executive team, but the executive team is quite large. There are 3 people officially on it for next year. So I, Lisa Lechuga, am going to continue to serve as your chair. Matt Garrett is going to be the vice chair. And Priya Cherry is going to continue to be secretary. So that's the executive team official, but I wanted to share with the coalition that it's actually larger than what it appears to be. And there are a few key people that help with projects, that help with these meetings, that help me to navigate, because although I work directly with several unsheltered people in the library, I am not actually part of the intake system that serves the unhoused. And so I need lots of guidance and information from the following people. Katie Sharp. Katie Sharp from Bremerton Housing Authority. She's an unofficial or official, I don't know how to say it. She's on our executive team. She helps very much with communication for the coalition. And she's a guiding force and has many great ideas. I thank you so much for helping me and serving the coalition. I am so glad that we are on the same team and that I've gotten to know you better this year. Matt Garrett, I just like you. And I think you do great work in the community. And you have really good knowledge. And so when I get requests for public speaking about housing and homelessness coalition, housing and homelessness issues, I'm going to call on you because you know more than me. But thank you so much for guiding and helping the coalition exec team. And I think you're going to be an amazing vice chair. Matt is very much more organized and composed than I am. So when he subs and I'm out, get ready. You're going to have a really nice meeting. Next, I would like to thank Kirsten Jewell, who is also a guiding force with much knowledge that I need. She's helped me since that library project. In addition to Cheryl, she's very organized. She helped to figure out how to make Project Connect happen by gathering people who support that project. It's happening this January. Kirsten, this team would not work without you, nor would the coalition. Much gratitude to you, everyone. Kirsten does awesome. She keeps us together, she keeps us informed, and she keeps advocating for what we need in our community. I'd also like to thank Bridget Glasspool, who is not here today. I think she works like 24 hours a day at Pendleton Place and also Kitsap Mental Health Services, but she also advises the executive team and helps to navigate these meetings and the work that occurs. She is a resource in this community. I celebrate her, and I hope she's having a nice sunny break somewhere in warm California. Leif from Kitsap Mental Health Services. He's been making the Kitsap Housing Homelessness Coalition website for like a decade. He's a big behind the scenes person. He helps so much. He helps to connect me to other people, and he is part of the effort to improve communication with coalition members and get notes and information out on our website. That is because of Leif. Thank you, Leif, for your support. And I'm so glad that you're an unofficial Kitsap executive team member, Kitsap Housing and Homelessness executive team member. That's a hard thing to say. And last but not least, Priya Cherry, who I gently nudged to be secretary of the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition meeting. She didn't have much choice. I'm her supervisor. She's also an amazing resource and librarian. She does so much for this coalition. She is updating that resource guide, which I've got to tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot, but many coalition members like you keep on asking for it, and Priya is working on it. She also takes the best notes of anyone I've ever met in my life. And that's just tip of the iceberg. That's like not even her major talent. So I just want you to know that this group, and Marwan, I'm including you in that too. He doesn't come to all of our executive team meetings. He's got a lot going on, but he records this and he gets it out and helps us communicate information about the Kitsap Housing and Homelessness Coalition and other community information. I'm just grateful for these people who have managed to sustain the coalition despite Cheryl being gone, who I would say was doing all this stuff by herself in the past, or at least that's my assumption. But it's a good team, we're a good group, and we have a lot of important work to do. But mostly we just have to be good people to those that are often forgotten in our community. So thank you so much for being here today. We'll get together in person. If there's any last comments, I will give the floor to all of you, and that'll be it.
Thank you so much. Lisa, can I just make a couple comments? Is that okay?
Sure, Kirsten, and then Chuck.
Okay, sorry. As I put in the chat, we would not be here doing this if it wasn't for Lisa. She stepped up when the prior chair, who was Cheryl, had to take a step back and really rose to the challenge in an amazing and remarkable way, and continues to lead our group with compassion and creativity and amazing leadership skills. And we just are so appreciative of you, Lisa. You really put in the extra effort to make this group be successful. So you deserve a huge amount of kudos as well. So thank you, and thank you for being willing to stay on, all of you. Just a note that the other folks on the executive team that Lisa mentioned are only because they choose to attend, and other people are welcome as well. So if you're interested in participating and taking on more work, then you can get information from Lisa about how to attend those meetings. I also wanted to just make a quick plug for a couple of things coming up. We just are trying to push out the Project Connect flyers about the 3 Project Connect events. I think those have gotten sent out through MailChimp, the Housing and Homelessness Coalition MailChimp, but please distribute those flyers as widely as you can. We really want to get the word out that we are doing Project Connect this year. It'll be January 24th, 25th, and 26th. So please let all of the people that you serve, your clients, know about those events. We'd really love to get good attendance. And then the second thing is that the vendor registration for that just went out as well, a little bit later than we hoped. But if you are an organization that wants to have a table or offer services at the Project Connect event, the vendor registration is now available. You can do it through an online link, or you can fill out a paper form and email it or mail it back. The links for those are also available on the county website, on the Housing and Homelessness Division website, and then I think that's also going to go out to the coalition membership, right?
Yeah, I just sent it earlier this afternoon with
Perfect.
this update, and so I wanted to get it out before I went on leave. So we might not hear official newsletter update until after the new year, just to let everyone know that. But those flyers are on there, and it looks like Leif said they're also on the website. So there's several places that you can find those.
Yeah, so that's so great. Thank you so much. The flyers are great, and also the vendor registration form is super important. We really need to hear back from you by December 30th if your organization wants to participate in Project Connect, because we have a lot of planning to do to get it together. And you can choose to participate in 1, 2, or all 3 of the events, whatever works for you. But please complete a vendor registration form if you want to participate. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is the point in time count. We're also gearing up for the point in time count, which is going to be Thursday, January 26th. We are always looking for volunteers for that. So if you are interested in volunteering, there is a point in time count volunteer registration form on the county website as well at the Housing and Homelessness Division. And Corey has kindly put that link into the chat, so you can go to that website and find out both all the point in time count volunteer information is there. The Project Connect flyers and the Project Connect vendor registration is all on that website if you're interested. And I think Leif is also putting that up on the Housing and Homelessness Division, Housing and Homelessness Coalition website as well. So please spread the word. It's going to be a really big and exciting January, and we are going to need everybody to help. The last thing I wanted to talk about is that usually on the solstice night, which is tonight, which is often called the longest night of the year, for many, many years, we had a local church in Bremerton that hosted a longest night memorial for people who had passed away while they were experiencing homelessness in Kitsap County. And they would have a lovely bonfire outside and have a small service. And we usually had, some good attendance from people who just wanted to honor the lives of people that unfortunately passed away while unhoused. Due to the pandemic and some changing leadership of that church, we haven't been able to have it for the last 3 years. We did it online a couple of years, and then this year it isn't really happening. But I did want to invite all of you to take some time and just give a little thought to folks who are struggling in our community and who are unhoused and who may have passed away during the last year. Of course, all of us are here doing everything we possibly can to prevent that from happening. But unfortunately, it does happen sometimes. So just invite you to give a thought and a wish for those souls who we've lost over the last year due to being living outside. So thank you so much. And I just truly appreciate all of you, each one of you so much, and looking forward to all the amazing things we're going to do together in 2023.
Thank you, Kirsten. Thanks for keeping us on track for January. And Chuck, I think you had your hand up earlier. Did you want to share anything with the coalition?
No, that was kind of an accident.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. I just wanted to, since I have the chance, I just wanted to say I'm so proud of all the recipients of the awards that were given this year. I mean, there's so much to be proud of in this community. There's so many people that care, and it's just amazing to me. So everybody that does work in the community and is part of this coalition, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Chuck. Any last words for the good of this coalition or the community? Okay. Well, on that note, happy holidays. Thank you. And we'll see you in January. Stay safe and warm. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone. Hey, Matt, can you hang on for a second?
Lisa, are you in your office?
I am in my office. I wanted to check the book drop. We're closed, but I had some paperwork here that I needed for this meeting, and I wanted to check the library. So, yes.
Are you going to be there tomorrow?
If we're open.
It's probably not likely, though, right?
I don't know, Marwan. I live in Manette, and I walk to the library, and typically no problem, snow or whatever. But it was slimy. Like, I almost fell twice. Like, it's really slick out there. So I'm not sure. But if I am, I can let you know. You also have my cell. I've emailed it to you.
Okay.
So you can text me.
All right, I will do that. Matt, it is good to see you. I hope you're feeling good.
It is good to see you too. Recovery has been slow, but it's really good to see you all. And yeah, I'm kind of working kind of part days right now, about 4 6 hour days, trying to kind of stay on top of stuff. But it's really good to see you. Hopefully next week. Are we doing the conduit next week?
Yes.
Or are you taking the holidays off?
There's no such thing as taking the holiday off. I have COVID and I'm working.
Oh, no.
I don't stop. Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm gonna jump off, but I just wanted to let you guys know, in preparation, we do have 6 dozen cookies that were finished baking yesterday. So we're gonna bring a bunch to KCR tomorrow. And I did put in the chat if anyone wanted us to deliver some. If they're not in this crazy place, we will drop some cookies off, but folks can come on into KCR and get some cookies. That's why I wanted to know if Lisa, if you were gonna be in the library, because we're gonna bring you a couple cookies.
Tell your team that I'm so grateful. I am so sorry. Like, it was a hard call. Like, I didn't know what to do yesterday, but I don't think people are going to be able to come in. And so I had to make the call, but I just appreciate your generosity. And if we're open, like, we'll take cookies.
Well, we will be dropping some down.
Well, Marwan, give me or the front office a call, because we've closed a lot of the folks who can are working remotely because of the roads. So we've closed our offices the past 2 days too. So
okay,
just check in with us before, so I'll let you know if people are actually there.
All right, I will do that. All right, guys, have a good one.
Good to see you, Marwan.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye. All right. So, everyone, that was the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition. This was their December meeting. I guess I should say our, since I am a part of the coalition. It's kind of funny. It's like, oh, I guess I'm part of the executive team. I should be going to those meetings more often. So I guess I'll start going to those meetings. I apologize for the technical difficulties. The what's so funny is we were going to have this event at Norm Dick's office today in the building, and so we went and checked it out and made sure our technical stuff was going to work out and where we're going to set up all the the cookies. So we're going to bring coffee down and tea and juice, and Stephanie was going to bake 6 or 7 different types of cookies. So I met with the executive team and they got to pick what kind of cookies they wanted. And so, unfortunately, you got to cook the cookies or bake the cookies so they're ready. So the cookies are done, right? And so we want to make sure that they get somewhere and get consumed. But anyway, and then because of the conditions, it ended up being pushed to Zoom. So whether it's COVID or ICE or whatever, this hybrid model might be the new model. But I just wanted to say personally and echo the response of the last gentleman who spoke. I can't remember who that was, but um, just appreciate all the people that make up the coalition. That is a massive team of people that are doing work in that sector. Uh, and just to have them all kind of come into a central location to get information, to share information, to collaborate together. Like we've never been a part of Project Connect, and now G2 is a part of that. And so this work is a lot of collateral duty for people, right? Lisa and Priya, they work for the Kitsap Regional Library, right? So this is collateral duty for them. This is extra above and beyond, and there's no budget for the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition. So I think it's fair to say that also. So I know sometimes when folks on the outside looking in, it can be very frustrating because like all these agencies should do more, and why aren't they doing this and why aren't they doing that? There's no budget. This is just, hey, folks are trying to get together and share information and do their job a little bit better than what they're already doing it, and that's really what it is. And we need more of it. Uh, there is space for more people, of course. If you want to get involved, I've been showing on the screen the 2023 Project Connect. If you are a vendor, the deadline is coming up really quick, so please click on that so you can get a table set up there. Excuse me. uh, a large number of the attendees are unhoused, and they're looking for lots of different items: tarps, tents, flashlights, battery lanterns, backpacks, and sleeping bags. The first one is going to be on my birthday, Tuesday, January 24th at Gateway Fellowship in Poulsbo. The second one will be in Bremerton, Wednesday, 25th at the Salvation Army. And the third one will be Thursday, January 26th at the Port Orchard Methodist Church. And if you want any information on that, you can contact Terry Schroeder at Kitsap Project Connect 2000 at gmail.com. Okay. And then, as Kirsten Jewell was saying, the point in time count is January 26, 2023, and volunteers are needed for that also. The deadline to register is January 9th, and pretty much the only limitation, it looks like, is just to be 18 years old. I put that link in the chat here for you, and what I will do is show this to you really quick. So this is the link, 2023, point in time count, volunteer information, street outreach, and Project Connect, food bank and meal sites. And once you just click on you can go to the webpage here, but it says here, volunteer registration deadline, January 9th, and 18 years old. That's it. Once submissions are completed, you'll receive an email with your entry data for the opportunities you have selected. The email will contain an edit link for your entry should you need to change or edit your response. Name, organization, email, phone number. Can you receive text to that number? Surveying with a partner or group. Enter the names for your partners or group here. If you are volunteering with a partner or as a member of a group and wish to participate in the same opportunities, please list the other person or persons or organization here so we can be sure to place your members together. Important, each volunteer will still need to submit a separate registration. Have you volunteered for a previous point in time count? Are you able to assist a Spanish translator? If you are able to assist a translator for other languages or dialects, please write in the language or dialect. I like that. Volunteer release and confidentiality form. By clicking here, you acknowledge that you have received the attached release and agree to all terms therein. PIT volunteer release and confidentiality form. You click the agreement, you sign, and boom, you're done. That's it. And Corey is the port of contact there. Corey is awesome. So that's all you got to do. Pretty easy. And you can be a part of the point in time count. This is really an important thing, the point in time count, right? Many of us believe that our unhoused are undercounted. And so the more people that are out there counting, the more accurate account we can get, which can help to get more resources into the county to help our neighbors. So please, one day event, big deal, huge deal. But again, I just want to thank G2 and every other organization, the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition. And as I said before, we look forward to continuing to serve into 2023. All right, everyone. I am Marwan Cameron. We will be covering City Council here in about 2.5 hours. So join us then and stay safe. It is 27 degrees out there. The roads are icy. I'm Marwan Cameron. This is The Conduit. See you soon.